Alright, we are live on YouTube, starting us up on Rumble. Hello, good morning! Oh wait, is that Jace? Jace! I did not expect to see you. How you doing, man? Are you there? Alright, anyway, good morning, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am Aoxander, I am joined by Jace. I don't know why he's not talking. Golden Loon will join us here pretty soon, and of course, you viewer are you. You can probably still hear my voice is a little raspy, that's why we haven't done a show this past week. I've been dealing with that. But a lot of stuff has happened on this calendar date, so we have to do a show. But yeah, I'm trying to find the script here really quick. Sorry, I'm kind of screwing up here. But this show is about interesting and important happenings that occurred on this date throughout the annals of recorded history. Starting with on April 12th, in the year 1012, Duke Uldric of Bohemia deposed and blinded his brother Jaromir, who fled to Poland. That's a little rude. 1204, the Fourth Crusade occupied and plundered Constantinople, and from our other source gave us a little bit more meat on the bone, so to speak. The Crusaders of the Fourth Crusade breached the walls of Constantinople and entered the city, which they completely occupied the following day. Moving on up into 1606, the Union flag was adopted as the flag of English and Scottish ships. From our other source, our primary source here, it says replaced in 1801 by the current Union flag, also known as the Union Jack. Now, I'm not sure. Year. Yo. I'm not sure if this pertains only to ships or not, or if this is the entire thing. What do you say, Jace?
I said that was a great year. I was trying to sneak in on you there. I had my mic on the wrong channel, so hey, everybody. There
you are. Hello, and we are getting joined by
Golden Loon.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hold on, so you're halfway on the camera. There we go. But yeah, we're going to move on up here to 1770. British Parliament repealed the Townshend Revenue Acts, which had fueled opposition to British rule in colonial America. So they're getting the hint, hey, stop screwing over the colonists. They're getting mad,
Yeah.
So
I didn't realize they had some division there.
Yeah, well, they had a couple pushbacks, in Parliament and whatnot. Some people were like, "Hey, we gotta stop pushing these colonists around. They're gonna do something about it," and we did something about it.
Yeah.
So, 1776. Halifax resolution for independence adopted by North Carolina. From our other source here, during the American Revolution, with the Halifax resolved, the North Carolina Provisional Congress authorized its congressional delegation to vote for independence from Britain. So that's a little bit more substantial right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
North Carolina,
go
for it.
1796, during the War of the First Coalition, Napoleon Bonaparte won his first victory as an army commander at the Battle of Montenot, splitting the Austrian and Piedmontese armies away from each other, marking the beginning of the Piedmontese surrender in the war. So, this is when, before he became, the emperor and all that stuff, this was his first, as a commander, victory. So, yeah. Moving on up into 1811, the first U.S. colonists on the Pacific coast arrived at Cape Disappointment, Washington. What a name. Like, hey, we're at the West Coast. Aw, damn it. 1820. By the way, if anybody has anything to say, feel free to interrupt.
Jump in.
Yeah. 1820, Alexander Yepolisis was declared leader of Filiki Etruria, a secret organization founded in Odessa to overthrow Ottoman rule in Greece. So, Greece and the Ottomans have always been butting heads. Like, look at the movie 300. They were the Persians turned into the Ottomans, turned into Turkey. And they're still at each other's throats.
Well, the Ottoman Empire has long since been broken up.
Well, yeah, they got dissolved at the end of World War I. So, and they turned
at the end
into,
of their World War.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Well, like remember Lawrence of Arabia?
Yeah.
He fought against the Ottoman Empire, kept screwing up their train lines, and basically was a pretty big proponent in the Ottomans. Not being able to do things because they couldn't supply their stuff in Africa. They kept getting their rails blown up by Lawrence. So,
It's a great tactic.
Yep. Moving on up to 1831, soldiers marching on the Brotown Suspension Bridge in Manchester, England, caused it to collapse. And the reason why is because, you're all marching. Mm-hmm. They're all marching in step.
Right.
And the bridge could not handle, all of that, at once. So it just collapsed.
It would have all been Probably would have been no problem.
Yeah, had they they were actually later on taught to march out of step when crossing bridges, especially suspension bridges. And I actually have a picture of it here. It's kind of small, but you can see that's an actual photo of it. You can see the bed of the bridge right there. Can you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's collapsed.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Yeah, wild. 1858, first U.S. Billiards Championship. Michael J. Pellin won in Detroit.
Woo-hoo.
All right. 1861, big day. Fort Sumter in South Carolina was attacked by the Confederacy, beginning the American Civil War.
Whoa, that is a big day.
Yeah.
On this day.
On this day in 1861, the American Civil War began when Confederate forces began firing on Fort Sumter in the harbor of Charleston in South Carolina. So, really big.
I'm surprised that isn't a bigger date in history as we know it as a public.
Well, they're trying to suppress that, because it actually...
Well, it's a war amongst ourselves.
Yeah. Well, no, it actually gave freedom towards the entire portion of society that part of our politics these days are trying to suppress. So, don't forget the party that invented the Klan, same people. Yeah. 1862, James Andrews stole a Confederate chain at Kennesaw, Georgia. A really interesting story. So, during the American Civil War, 1 year to the date, exactly 1 year after it started, the Andrew Raid, also known as the Great Locomotive Chase, began, starting from Big Shanty in Georgia, which is now Kennesaw. So, basically... they stole a train, and the other guy chased him. There's several YouTube videos out there going into detail about him, but at one point, he was chasing him in a handcart.
Really?
Yeah, and then I think he eventually caught up to him and took the train back.
Caught up to it on a handcart?
Yeah, well, he ran out of fuel or something. He was behind enemy lines or something, couldn't stop to get water in the thing. Yeah. 1864, Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest captured Fort Pillow, Tennessee. Now, that doesn't sound anything big right there. Other than Fort Pillow, it sounds very... However, from our other source, which it doesn't surprise me, our main source being leftist would not talk about this, but during the American Civil War, the Battle of Fort Pillow saw Confederate forces kill most of the black Union soldiers whom surrendered at Fort Pillow, Tennessee. Man. So they had surrendered, and they still got killed because the Nathan Bedford Forrest, the Confederate general, was a KKK Grand Wizard. So of course the left, wants to not talk about that. They want to keep, their allies, bad
negative press.
Yeah, they 1876.
In Forrest Gump, they make a reference to that guy, whatever you said his name was, General Nathan Bedford Forrest Gump. I think they put at the end. Made a joke that he was related to Forrest Gump. That Forrest Gump was related to him.
Really?
I don't know if it's true, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the same guy that they were talking about in the movie.
That's kind of a fun thought.
That's not a fun thought at all. That's actually a real big middle finger to Forrest.
Well,
to Forrest Gump.
To
Gump.
It's still a fun thought.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, was that in the movie, or is that just outside the movie speculative?
Rumors.
No, that was right. That was right in the movie. It was I can pull it up and show you later if you want. I don't think I've tried to pull it up while we're still here, but I can try.
Well, if you can pull it up, I can show it. So
yeah, hang on. Let's take a look.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, I'm going to continue on here. 1876, Canada's Parliament passed the Indian Act to administer status and lands of First Nations people, primarily to assimilate them. So, it looks good on paper, but in action, it's not good. It benefits. Yeah. So, but 1876.
Trying to assimilate the homies.
Well, the native homies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They'd be the homies of the land.
Yeah. Dane colonials. 1877, the catcher's mask was first used in a baseball game. I have a picture of it right here.
Look at that thing.
Yeah. That looks big enough for a baseball to go right through it. Look at this. Huge. Or like
What did they
imagine
do
like
before
just
they
get
had a
stuck.
mask? Just
take it to the face.
Take it to the face.
Or you better be a good catch, you know. So hopefully it's not too fast. You don't want the ricochet.
Those foul tips that get you.
Yeah. 1892, George C. Blinkensderfer patented a portable typewriter. And I actually have a picture of it right here. Look at that skinny thing.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's portable.
Yeah.
But look at it. You know, so minimalist.
Yeah.
You have the keys sticking out.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
It
That's
is. That's a
technically
cool
the
picture.
world's first laptop. Well, not the first
no.
laptop, but... Well, I mean, analog laptop. You know? Well, 1896... Stamesia Portursi was the first woman to win a marathon, 5 hours and 30 minutes in Athens. All right.
Yeah.
1900, the U.S. Congress passed the Foraker Act, establishing Puerto Rico as an unincorporated territory, effective on May 1st. We have,
big.
yeah. Now, here's a little discrepancy. One day after its enactment by the Congress, President William McKinley signed the Foraker Act into law, giving Puerto Rico limited self-rule. So our main source here says they passed it on this date. Our other source says they passed it yesterday, and this is when McKinley signed it into law. But so, you know,
Key word there is limited.
Yeah, but the key word here is when was the law passed? Yesterday or to date? You know, little discrepancies in that have huge ripples throughout history.
But independence doesn't correlate with limited.
Well, they're not independent. They have some rights, but they're still they're a colony essentially.
Yeah.
So,
But didn't the first one say independent?
establishing Puerto Rico as an unincorporated territory, not independent.
Oh, okay.
And this other one says they have limited self-rule.
Okay.
So never once is independent mentioned.
Okay.
1905, French Dufox brothers tested a helicopter. And right here, you can't really see it that well, but it's a twin blade helicopter type thing. So 1905.
Jeez.
Yeah. 1907, in Switzerland, Parliament passed a new army bill reorganizing the nation's forces into a standing militia with training required for all males. Kind of sort of the same thing today. Like, I see I have a link here. Oh, here we go. So this is what...
I sent you a YouTube video as the link to the actual the clip of the movie.
All right. So let's take a look at this.
Baby Mama named me after the great Civil War hero, General Nathan Bedford Forrest. She said we were...
Oh, I see. So, yeah. So let me rewind this a bit.
Can't hear.
Now, when I was a baby, Mama named me after the great Civil War hero, General Nathan Bedford Forrest.
So he is directly named after Ben. So that's
How
very...
about that?
That's terrifying.
Wow.
So...
Good pull. Good pull. I love that.
Well, that just enforces the idea that that Forrest Gump is a white supremacist wet dream because, like, there's that one scene when he taught Elvis Presley, the gyration.
Yeah.
Well, no, in real history, Elvis got it from the black community.
Yeah.
So, in effect, in that movie, they're taking that away from the black community. They're whitewashing history. That movie is a whitewashing of history. It is. It is. There's other things in it, too, but we got to continue on here. Moving on up to 1908, a fire at the Boston Blacking Company, producer of leather dyes, spread by high wind, killed 19 and made 17,000 homeless in Chelsea, Massachusetts.
Whoa.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
1909, Philadelphia's Shibe Park, later Connie Mack Stadium, baseball's first steel and concrete stadium, opened. Athletics won 8-1 against the Boston Red Sox.
Jeez.
So that's in there because it's the first steel and concrete. Pretty big. 1911, the first non-stop London-Paris flight, Pierre Perrier, in 3 hours, 56 minutes in 1911. So not bad. Non-stop from London to Paris.
Yeah, I'm surprised it goes that far back.
Yeah. 1926, Alfred Hitchcock released his first film as a director, The Pleasure Garden, in England. The silent drama was made in Germany. All right.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't either, but... 1927. This is why people say like Chiang Kai-shek was not a good person, and 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Kuomintang leader Chiang Kai-shek began a counter-revolution by violently suppressing communist troops. From our other source here, in what is now known as the Shanghai Massacre of 1927, Chiang Kai-shek ordered the Chinese Communist Party members executed in Shanghai, ending the First United Front. A little weird on primary source, which is pro-communist, doesn't mention that. So, this is why I utilize multiple sources and why I urge the viewers to look at the multiple sources. 1927, Rock Springs, Texas was hit by an F5 tornado that destroyed 235 of the 237 buildings in the town. Only 2 buildings were left in the whole town. Killing 72 people, injuring 205 others. And this is now the 3rd deadliest twister in Texas history. Well, yikes. 28, the Bremen, a German Junkers W-33 type aircraft, took off for the first successful transatlantic aeroplane flight from east to west. Probably because of the jet stream. It's easier to go that way rather than against the wind and all that stuff. But transatlantic in 1928, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So, 1930, Wilfred Rhodes ended Test cricket career, aged 52 years, 165 days. I had to bring it in just for you.
Yeah.
Just for you, Loon. You know how much I love annoying the ever-living piss out of you. So, 1931, Spanish voters rejected the monarchy. Pretty big because Spanish Civil War, going to start here soon. 1934, second highest ever wind speed of 372 kilometers per hour or 231 miles per hour, recorded on Mount Washington. From our other source, it says the strongest surface wind gust, and now the second strongest, at the time, 231 miles per hour, was measured on the summit of Mount Washington, New Hampshire. Hey, I knew someone who lived in New Hampshire. It has since been surpassed.
Cold here.
Yeah. Are you back there?
Yeah, I moved back from Cavendish about a year ago.
Okay. You're like all over the place, man. I don't know where you're at anymore. So.
I'm still up in the sticks. It actually snowed last night. We've got probably two and a half inches maybe out there right now.
Really?
Nice.
I was surprised because freaking my hometown mountain, Mount Sunapee, closed its doors on the 6th because they were there wasn't no more snow, and now we got another little snow dump. So
it's pretty late in the year for snow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even up there.
The latest I've ever seen the mountain stay open was April 11th, so that was yesterday. So it's just a little strange. Like the lake on the ice on the lakes are going out.
Yeah.
It's the lakes are starting to turn back into water, but it's definitely getting there. It's there's been times where it's been a little colder, a little snowier, a little longer, but not really in recent history.
We were 80 yesterday.
Yeah. We're 71 right
Yeah, it was
now.
kind of raining here for a little bit too.
Yeah.
No, we said
That's
80.
New Hampshire weather though. It might be sunny, like literally sunny, and then 10 minutes later it's a downpour, and then it's sunny, and then it'll start snowing in the afternoon, but there'll be no accumulation, and then it's sunny again.
So whoever is controlling HARP is just flipping a switch constantly.
Well, the old saying, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes.
Well, that's Texas.
That's a lot of places.
Yeah.
Here now too. Here for sure.
Yeah. Things are getting weird, that's for sure. 1934, though, as well, the U.S. auto light strike began, culminating in a 5-day melee between Ohio National Guard troops and 6,000 strikers and picketers. When it resorts to violence, like, one side is wrong. Like at the end of the day, you always end up in talks. So why the fighting? Like, just skip that step. Like, somebody needs to back down. I don't know. 1935, Germany prohibited publishing of works by not Aryan writers. Here we go. Well, so anyone who's non-Aryan are not allowed to publish books. Awful. 1937, Sir Frank Whittle ground tested the first jet engine designed to power an aircraft at Rugby, England, and I have a picture of it right here. So that might be a model because I saw other photos of a much bigger example. But that could actually be a functioning jet engine. I'm not sure. Just a prototype to test to see if the concept is viable. You're not going to build a full scale just to have it not work. So, 1938, first U.S. law requiring medical tests for marriage licenses, New York. Now, what does that mean? Medical tests for marriage licenses. Like, you have to prove that you don't have hepatitis or something? Like,
Nah, bro, you gotta prove that you can handle the crazy.
yeah, that's true. In 1940, Italy annexed Albania, which is pretty interesting. You know, Italy going around annexing all sorts of African countries right before the outbreak of the Second World War. So,
I was going to say, look at the date.
yeah, 1940 as well, the NFL cut clipping penalty from 25 yards to 15 yards. Can you explain that?
Well, apparently, back in the day, clipping is hitting someone in the back. Blocking them in the back, I should say. It's called clipping. It's now a 15-yard penalty, and in the day it was 25 yards.
So is that why the Clippers are called that? They always clip people?
That's basketball.
I know, but like it's a name.
Clipper is in a boat from they were originally in San Diego.
Okay. Why can't a team stay where it's made? I mean, the Ducks have not moved.
Why are the Lakers the Lakers? Because they came from Minnesota.
Because we stole them. Like, same with
came here free of will.
Same with the Dodgers. We stole them from New York.
Yeah.
So, 1945, U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt died in office, and Vice President Harry S. Truman was sworn in as the 33rd U.S. President. So that's pretty big right there.
Yeah.
And I asked a question yesterday to my Reggie Bates. Would if Roosevelt had lived, would he have authorized dropping the bomb?
Well, that is the big question.
Yeah. And, and then somebody else just kind of gave me like a like noise and everything. I'm like, hey, would you drop the bomb or risk millions of soldiers to die for the same event? It's a hard call.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
to try to go into Japan and
an invasion.
clear it out? No.
Yeah.
Millions and millions.
Millions, yeah.
Upon millions.
Yeah. But like a lot of people are under the misconception that we ended the war. No. Japan did not give a bloomin' nickel about the bombs. They only cared about the Soviet Union. They only surrendered to us because they knew we can prevent the Soviets from from eliminating them, and they knew we would not eliminate them. We were nicer, so that's why. 1946, Syria gained independence from France. All right. 1953, Kizo Yamada ran the fastest marathon to date at Boston. But how fast? It didn't tell me.
Yeah. If you're going to say the fastest, give us a number.
Yeah. So if anyone can let us know in the comments section, that'd be great. Here we go. 1954, Bill Haley and his comments recorded Rock Around the Clock. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock. But 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, rock.
And I believe, and I don't know for sure, but I believe rock and roll's name is coined after one of their songs, Rock Baby Rock, Roll Baby Roll.
I believe you are correct. Yeah.
That's my understanding. I haven't looked it up,
But while that occurred, the same date, same year, Joe Turner released Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
Oh.
So, two big ones, same time. Pretty cool.
Wow. I didn't know that was a song before, what's his name? Jerry Lee Lewis took it.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I thought there was an original with him.
Yeah, well, now you know, and that's why we do the show. 1955, polio vaccine developed and tested by Jonas Salk announced to be safe and effective. That sounds like a familiar phrase, safe and effective. And is given full approval by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Oh, how convenient. Although vaccines back then actually did what they were supposed to do. They didn't make people any worse.
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
getting in lines to get a polio shot. And they went to a sugar cube later.
Now, was it an actual sugar cube or is that slang?
No.
Like they
it
did
was a cube and it was
like they
sucked on it.
But was it actually a sugar cube or was it just some kind of cube that they medicine like a lozenge?
The medicine's in it.
Okay.
And they probably sugar coated it, so to speak.
So it was more like a lozenge or something?
I was pretty young, but I remember just getting a tablet, a cube of something, and that was it.
Huh.
I was happy because the last time I went, you had to have a shot.
Yeah.
I go, great, no shot.
Yeah. 1957, Jim Spalding set a 2,088 pin 9-game bowling record. Damn.
I wonder if he started the Spalding sports equipment.
Maybe. Hold on, let's look that up. Who started Spalding sports equipment? Albert Spalding. So.
Oh, his father.
Ah.
I made that up.
I don't know what you know. Don't mislead me with false history. It's not that I'm gullible. I'm just open
No,
to
I know
information.
that. Well, I said it with authority, see.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. 1960, MLB Chicago White Sox owner Bill Veeck debuted exploding scoreboard at Chicago's Comiskey Park. What is that?
I have no idea.
Oops, wrong button. There we go.
I should have a memory of that, but I don't.
Let me look that up here really quick. Images. Oh, so they just added fireworks. It explodes. I guess for a home run.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly right.
1961, this one raised an eyebrow. Douglas MacArthur, yes, like the General Douglas MacArthur,
Okay.
the same one who wanted to nuke North Korea, declined an offer to become baseball commissioner. What the hell? Who's going to him to...
Are you kidding me?
What a weird offer. Like, that's weird. But 1961 as well, during the space race, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human, on record at least, to travel into outer space and perform the first crewed orbital flight around the Earth aboard the Vostok 1 spacecraft. Really big.
Yeah, Russia was beating the hell out of us as far as...
Oh, beat us all over the place. Beat us to space. First animal in space. First man in space. First woman in space. First to reach the moon as far as, a probe is concerned. First to land on the moon as far as a probe is concerned. First to land on Venus. But then we land a man on the moon and we win the space race. Yeah, because that's how that works.
Well, I know the first animal in space didn't make it.
It doesn't matter. It
was
still
a dog
got
and
there.
it died, yeah. They
yeah.
did it. Yeah, for sure.
1963, police in Birmingham, Alabama used dogs and cattle prods on peaceful demonstrators. Has to have been during, civil
smart.
rights. Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
That's around Martin
time.
Luther King
Big time.
thing.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. 1963, first B-52 bombing of North Vietnam. Yep. And speaking of North Vietnam, 1973, France recognized North Vietnam. All right. 1979, Australian film Mad Max, starring Mel Gibson, directed by George Miller, was released. A lot of big stuff on this date. Holy cats.
Yeah.
Here's something for you. 1980, Canadian one-legged distance runner and athlete Terry Fox began his Marathon of Hope attempt to cross the country at St. John's, Newfoundland. And talk about putting your best foot
So it
forward.
says attempt. Did he make it or not?
I don't know. That requires me to look it up, but I
keep it rolling.
Yeah, if anybody can answer that in the comments section, let me know. And I'll forward the information. 1980, Samuel Doe took control of Liberia in a coup d'etat, killing President William Talbot and 27 others, ending over 130 years of national democratic presidential succession. Wow.
I wonder if Doe was related to Ray and me. I just wanted that look from you. And the shake of the head.
Faso latte. Then we have, the same thing. The Americo-Liberian government of Liberia was violently deposed. Yep. Moving on to 1981. Maiden voyage of the Space Transit System Space Shuttle Columbia was launched. So, the maiden voyage of our Space Shuttle program.
Wow.
Holy crap, so much happened. Leave history for the rest of the year. Come on. But yeah, the first launch of a space shuttle, this one being Columbia, took place. STS-1 mission. 1987, on my birth year, Texaco filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And now they're the biggest,
They were big back then.
1988, entertainer and restaurateur Sonny Bono was elected mayor of Palm Springs, California.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Sonny and Cher.
Oh, yeah.
Fame, the singer. Well, she became much bigger star.
Yeah. If she can turn back time, she can find a way, right? Cher?
Yeah.
Sing If I Can Turn Back Time?
Oh, I don't know.
1988, Harvard University patented a genetically engineered mouse, first for animal life. That is terrifying. You start messing with DNA.
Yeah.
1990, first meeting of East German democratically elected parliament, acknowledged responsibility for the Holocaust and asked for forgiveness. That's all well and good, but when are certain people going to apologize for killing Jesus? You know, they acknowledge that he was a living person in the very least, so why not apologize for killing him? I'm just saying. 1990, H.J. Heinz, Chicken of the Sea, and Bumblebee Seafood say they wouldn't buy tuna caught in nets that trap dolphins. But did they honor their word, or was this just PR BS to increase sales? That's the question. 1990 as well, Jim Gary's 20th Century Dinosaurs exhibition opened at the Smithsonian Institution National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. He was the only sculptor ever invited to present a solo exhibition there, which really raised my eyebrow because he's, let's see here, trying to find him. Hold on a second. Jim Gary. Hold on. You'd think, because this exclamation point indicates that this article is not on our main source, and as you can see, he is not on here. And you'd think that a leftist source would want to praise a black sculptor. He's a black guy. Especially if he's the only one ever invited to do a solo. That's history. That's groundbreaking. You'd think they'd be singing his praises from the highest rooftops. But nope.
Hey, just kudos for him being a talent.
I pick up where they don't want to, they don't want to talk about. Really sad, but hey, at least, he's getting recognition here. 1992, Euro Disney, Disneyland Paris, opened in Marne-la-Vallée, France. From our other source, the Euro Disney Resort officially opened with its theme park, Euro Disneyland. The resort and its park name were subsequently changed to Disneyland Resort Paris. All right. And I couldn't give two craps about Disney, but history is history, so I'm an equal opportunity, broadcaster, so to speak. Like, 1992, Lynn Gunther of California threatened to blow herself up in front of the United Nations. How California of her.
And why didn't she go through with it?
Maybe she
I'm just asking.
I don't know. Well, where did she go after the explosion? Everywhere. She went over there, over there.
Oh, man.
Huh. God. Yeah, as they say in Pringles, once you pop, the fun don't stop. 1992, a Trump shuttle became U.S. Air Shuttle. What? What is Trump shuttle? And is this related to Donald Trump? The Trump family? Like, what is this? Trump shuttle.
It may be in the back of my head, and I don't know, but it's something he had, a small airline, a puddle jumper type thing.
It kind of sounds.
I believe that just strikes it. Trump shuttle.
Kind of sounds like Richard Branson with Virgin. Virgin Airways.
Well, that was an international flight.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah. 1999, U.S. President Bill Clinton was cited for contempt of court for giving, quote, intentionally false statements, end quote, in a sexual harassment civil lawsuit. He was later fined and disbarred. All right. Good. 1999, during the NATO bombing of Yugoslavia, a U.S. McDonnell Douglas F-15E Strike Eagle shot a passenger train, killing between 20 and 60 people.
Yikes.
Wow.
I don't remember any of that.
Of course you don't. They don't want you to. And that's why, it's on this show.
Usually you remember something happening like that.
Not if they release the chemicals, not if they chemtrail your brain to hell and gone and, pump fluoride in your water and, God knows what's in our food from Monsanto and Bill Gates.
How the hell did you get there?
Well, like heavy metals in fluoride, and that causes Alzheimer's. And
No,
all
I
that
understand.
Stuff.
I understand what you're saying.
2009, U.S. Navy rescues Captain Richard Phillips, killing 3 pilots and capturing a 4th.
Made a movie out of that.
Yeah, I have yet to see that, Captain Phillips. I have got to see that. And I also need to see Miracle on the Hudson with Sully Sullenberger.
Yeah.
So, 2009 as well, Zimbabwe officially abandoned the Zimbabwean dollar as its official currency. Because you literally, and I'm not saying,
really
their economy was such in the tank, and I'm not being hyperbolic. You literally had to fill up a wheelbarrow full of money to go buy a loaf of bread. It was that horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
it was basically worth it.
It was screwed. 2012, Bodleian, Oxford University, and Vatican libraries announced over 1.5 million pages of ancient texts will be made available across the internet. But were they? You know, it's one thing to say you'll do it, and another thing to do it. So if anyone out there knows if they did that, if they can link us to, you know, to these files, let us know in the comment section. 2013, a man-made 32-foot and 60-ton monument that is dated around 2000 BC was discovered in the Sea of Galilee. All right. Let's see if I can actually find this really quick. Let's see. Okay, right here. So this has to be the monument here, I guess, under the water.
Guess so, yeah.
Oh, no, is this it?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, here it is. That's the monument. So that's it. It's like laying down or something. You can see the outline of it. Do you see it?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I do.
2016, breakthrough starshot. Scientists and internet entrepreneurs, including Yuri Milner, Stephen Hawking, and Mark Zuckerberg, announced interstellar project to send robot spacecraft to Alpha Centauri. I wonder if they're still on the road to do that. Our nearest galaxy.
Yeah,
Alpha Centauri.
It wouldn't be there yet.
What do you mean? Oh, well, not yet. But I wonder if they're still going to do this. I'm not sure if they've launched it.
Oh,
Or what. That's what I'm
just assumed
saying.
They had, yeah.
Well, no, this is their announcement.
Yeah.
Did they
I
follow
assumed
through?
They had. Yeah.
Did they follow through? That's the term I was trying to find.
Yeah.
2019, Melbourne captain Cameron Smith became the highest point scorer in Australian Rugby League history. 49th minute penalty in Storm's 18-12 win over North Queensland and Townsville took him to 2,420. Hazem El Masari, 2,418. Okay, cool. Cricket stuff. Not cricket, rugby. Sorry. Rugby. Different sport.
Yeah.
But almost just as confusing. 2020, a huge storm system produced more than 40 tornadoes in the U.S. from Texas to South Carolina, killing 32 people across 6 states. Wow. 2021, last couple of years here, worst frost conditions in half a century will affect 80% of French vineyards, according to industry officials. I remember that. The whole wine industry was hurting.
Yeah.
So, got another thing. Hey, he'll be right back. Okay. In 2022, this disheveled-looking British Donald Trump guy, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson apologized and was fined for attending parties during the Kung Flu lockdown, first premier to be sanctioned for breaking the law. Yeah, telling everybody to hunker down and everything, and then...
He just happened to get caught.
Yeah. What a scumbag. I'm glad he's gone. 2023, Ghana was the first country to approve a new vaccine for malaria, the Moskworks RTSS, made at Oxford University. The first time a major new vaccine was first approved in Africa.
Oh.
Well, with how things have been going lately, I wouldn't say that's a good thing. So, 2023 as well, New York City appointed its first ever rat czar as Kathleen Karate became the city's first ever director of rat mitigation.
Oh, man.
A rat czar, okay.
Wow. You're in bad shape.
Yep. And last but not least, U.S. Environmental Protection Agency proposed landmark set of pollution regulations to drive down greenhouse gas emissions, including electric vehicles making up 67% of new passenger car sales by 2032. Yeah, good luck with that. Especially it's being discovered that all this electric car stuff is bogus. So, my camera's starting to crap out on me, so... But, that'll conclude the show for the day. Please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made every single day. We could only bring you a portion. Please check our sources, all the sources. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 11 in the morning Pacific time if we can. Which is 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We will not be doing a news show this afternoon. I can already feel, you can probably hear my voice struggling. So I gotta save it. We will not do a history show tomorrow, but we will be...
I'm okay, you're okay. What's
Yes.
it called? I-O?
IOYO.
IOYO.
We were. I wanted so bad to premiere it over the past couple weekends, but last week I got hit with this, and all of Sunday I sounded like this. This was literally my voice. So I'm just gonna rest it.
We finally got him to shut up for a day.
Yeah. Well, you can thank Death Hand. He said my voice might get permanent damage if I kept stressing it. So, but
I'm
I
worried about
had
it
to
right
do
now.
a show today.
Stop talking, sign off.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, until you catch us next time, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And we also have Jace in the audience. I'm not sure if he's back or not. And, of course, here we are, you.